Let's briefly discuss drawing energetic expressions. This is something I've had an interest in for quite a long time. Going back to my younger days drawing comic books, energetic poses and expressions have been an important focus in my drawings. First, it's important to pick the right subject. If you are drawing from imagination, then of course you can draw anything that you imagine. But if you were drawing from a reference, which is recommended if you were trying to make a reasonably realistic drawing, then pick the right one. If you are trying to capture the energy of a figure moving or a person's facial expression, either a still pose like in a portrait or a representation of a person showing extreme emotions, then pick a reference that complements your goals. In this case, the reason that I choose to sketch images of singers, I am drawn to capturing the power and emotion in a performer's face. It's important to understand that a drawing is a representation of, in this case, a person and nothing more. Even the best drawing is a poor substitute for the real thing. Even if you managed to draw an exact replica of your reference, it would still be less energetic than an actual person. A real human being has a life force. So we are handicapped as artists from the very beginning when we try to capture this energy. But there is a way around this. In my experience, capturing an energetic and emotional expression has two main parts. One, the likeness, and then two, the expression. The reference is used as inspiration to create our drawing. It doesn't do much good to copy it exactly, but it does serve an important purpose. Use your reference to capture an accurate likeness of your subject. After all, even though we are creative artists, we still want our drawing to look like what we want it to look like. The majority of the time spent on my sketch, I am focused on the likeness, getting the shapes and proportions as close to what I see as I can. This takes the most time for me. The process is really simple. I start with the likeness, and then I just keep refining it until it looks like what I want it to be. And since I am interested in the expression, I don't just copy. I follow the likeness while keeping in mind trying to find the expression. This is the tricky part, the expression. Remember, if we make a direct copy, it will lack the energy that a real person has. So in order to come even close to achieving this, we need to change certain things that benefit the intent of our drawing. When we're talking about energetic expressions, this usually means making exaggerations. The real trick is knowing what to exaggerate. As an example, drawing the eyebrows down in between the eyes can create an angry-looking expression. So, exaggerating this can make a face seem more angry. Simple enough. But the art is in the subtlety. If we exaggerate too much, it will look cartoonish and ridiculous. In order to find an energetic expression that even approaches the energy of a real person, we have to exaggerate the expression enough to make an impact with the viewer, but at the same time, subtle enough that it looks believable. The very last thing that I do on my sketch is go back over the drawing and darken certain areas for emphasis. The places with the most tension. Usually I stick to a rule of thumb. The areas that are tightly scrunched together get darkened a little bit extra. Now, don't overdo it, but in places like the corner of the eye or the edge of the nostril as it scrunches up into the upper cheek, really anywhere a deep crease or fold occurs gets a bit of darkening. If you can perfect the balancing act of subtle exaggeration, then your expressive drawings should improve tremendously. Now, nothing is a substitute for time spent practicing, so draw, draw, and draw. I'd really like to hear if these suggestions make any sense and if they are helpful in any way. If you have the time, please let me know. In the meantime, keep drawing, keep improving, and I will see you next time.